pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me.
All right, everybody, welcome into the SCL Winston Cup Series live from Talladega. It's going to be race number 5 here on their schedule as they get set to compete for the $50 grand prize here tonight. These drivers are looking to go 70 laps from Talladega. SCL trying to bolster their roster for their season. Kicks off again here, probably have a few, maybe a month break between seasons, but they're looking to get some good drivers for their season. So here they go into qualifying. Right now we have Billy Rickett up there on the top of the board with a 53.75. If he can go any faster the second time by here. And that is it for qualifying time as they run a quick 5-minute qualifying time. So qualifying session. So you have to get in, get done, and move on. They're going to start to grid up, and we'll go through the grid car by car as they are going to be having their driving meeting as well. These drivers start to get in their rides, and we'll go down and take a look here. All right, so it is $50 to win here at Talladega. Billy Rickett's going to be on the pole. Just to his outside is going to be David Hartboyle. Then you have Warren Cook and Todd Merkel in row number 2. Row 3 is Ethan Holland and Chris Fleming. Austin Call and Jeremy Flanagan in row number 4. Row 5, Trevor Dalton and perennial favorite Justin Lewis. Jason Crumley and Michael Matta going to make up row number 6. Row 7, Maxwell Caldwell and Joshua Yarborough. Samuel Litchfield and Andrew McKenzie are going to make up row number 8. Starting 17th is Brian Kearney and Bradley Binbos. Mark Brown and Andrew Polici going to row off row number 10. Row 11, Lighton Rose and Bentley Thompson. Jonathan Casebear and Rick Sybrands in row 12. Row 13, Tyler Ichoka. And then we have Adam Lowe and Kyle Wilson, Ron Sommer and Jason Kisner, Trenton Johnson and Josh Terry Hill, William Stanley and Dennis Kane. And then Eli Russell is going to start shotgun on the field if he elects to take some laps here. But here we get ready to go. All right, they should be getting set. Looks like we got a little blinking on the front row. We'll see if Trading Paints is going to want to cooperate, as they've had a server issues. But before we get going, I said 70 laps tonight, and it looks like I do have a broadcast partner join me up here in the booth. Colin, how's it going, man?
Mike. It's going. I'm very sorry that I'm late.
It's okay. They had to delay the start, had to remake the session, and now Trading Paints is still not playing nicely with others. So
No, it seems that they've been having some issues.
So here they go, getting ready to roll off. Billy Rickett's going to lead them towards the green flag here. So next gens at Talladega as they get ready to roll off here. I remember the last time these guys were here. If you want to go back in the archives and take a look, we wound up racing in pitch black as the are no lights here at Talladega. So 70 laps should be fairly safe, but we'll have to see how this goes here. All right, so here we get ready to go. Billy Rickett, David Harbottle, Austin Call, Todd Merkel. Pace car is going to make that left-hand turn down pit lane, and we are going to get set to let these drivers put the pedal to the metal here. They head through the tri-oval here, headed to the Geico restart zone. Billy Rickett down and away. Gets a pretty good push there from Austin Call. Todd Merkel staying up on the high line, going to stay behind David Hartwell, but little connection issue for that 19 machine. Rickett's going to take the lead. Call, Dalton, Fleming, all following him through.
Really good work to get single filed out early on into this thing. These Gen 7s can, if you get the right people together, you can really start to pull away from the pack.
Yeah, you definitely can, especially if you're well connected here. And it looked like they were going to try and maybe make that third lane work. It looked like Brian Kearney that was leading that outside lane for a little bit there. He was able to slide up in front of the 19. And just as he did that, looks like Michael Matta lit up in front of him, and he wants to lead that outside row. Jason Crumley on the bottom with Yarborough.
Seems like that top line just can't quite get organized. And if they're not careful, you're going to have a 5-car breakaway.
Yeah, Yarborough's kind of in that middle ground there where he's almost close enough to still touch that draft, but he has nobody around him, and he is losing ever so slightly the time there. Michael Matta trying to get these drivers to kind of form up here, has the 23 of Brian Kearney behind him. Litchfield looks like he's on the high side. And that was the 19 getting pushed out of line down to the bottom, going to go to the back of the pack after having a little bit of connection issues there. Going to allow Todd Merkel to take his position on that bottom line.
Looks like, yeah, those 5 cars are together, organized, and a little wiggle, but you might see them start to pull away as that interval is about a half-second back.
Yeah, if they can get about another quarter of a second between them, they should be able to maintain that gap, as now they're racing for the lead. Austin Call said he had enough of being second, goes right to the front, has the 12 of Trevor Dalton coming with him. Jason Crumley goes clear up to the wall.
And that's going to give the pack
the
run
they
need
go
to get back in this.
Yeah, I went from half a second to no seconds. And looks like Litchfield's splitting them there a little bit with Crumley on the high side. Fastest man on the track that time by was Jonathan Casebear in that number 8 Chevy in that high lane.
Looks like the top line might be getting some organization going, might be starting to push forward.
It looks like everybody's trying to kind of figure out where they want to be. It's one of those things when you come into these lobbies where you need to figure out who you can kind of work with, especially in this long race. I mean, it's 70 laps, so you got plenty of time. I mean, you're talking 50, 51 seconds a lap, depending on how the draft treats you. So you got quite a while. You can work around, see who you can work with, who you can draft with, who can push, who you can push, and go from there.
Yeah, those are, hopefully things that they began sorting out in practice, but with these open lobbies, you kind of never know who's gonna show up, you know, in the last few minutes of practice, and you never know those individuals whether or not, yeah, you can push them or be pushed by them. Take some time to build that trust.
Yeah, looks like Ethan Holland didn't start the race. Adam Lowe and Turret Hill are the admins tonight, so they're going to watch these guys, see what they can do, see who they want to invite to the league and to the party that they have every Monday night.
We've got a handful of cars that have fallen off the back of the pack. They're about, if I'm not mistaken, almost 4 seconds back. Looks like that's William Stanley at the front of that.
Yeah, William Stanley, Jason Kinzier, Brenton Johnson, Bentley Thompson, all back here, kind of just riding around.
Almost
it looks
3
like
seconds off, but you know, what's interesting is if there happens to be a wreck in this lead pack, that little train behind is in pretty good shape to react to it and not get caught up in it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's kind of the double-edged sword that is Talladega. You either want to be up front, so in front of everybody, or back behind, so you don't get caught up in the mid-pack wreck. That inside line's still pretty strong, though, with Call, Dalton, and Rickett on that bottom side. Looks like Litchfield's still on that high side. Michael Matta behind him. Case Bear. Then on the bottom, Maxwell Caldwell down there trying to just stay in line here in that 94 machine. They're going to start, yeah, they're going to start to catch. Looks like Warren Cook has lost the draft, so Paul trying to manage both lanes, lets Litchfield go. Litchfield with a shove from Michael Matta. Matta slides down in front, and he wants the lead for himself.
And Warren Cook is just about to enter turn 4. So they're on this next lap. This pack's going to have to contend with a lap car. Hopefully everybody can keep it clean.
Now see how close they get. Now the outside's starting to roll. Case Bear up to the lead. Going to slide down in front. We're getting a little dicey there. Looks like Seaburns had to let off the throttle to get off of the rear bumper there of Case Bear. And that allowed everybody to catch back up after that massive run they had. Kyle Wilson on the high line in that 403 Chevy. Going to start pushing. There you see Cook clear up to the wall.
Yeah, good on Cook to just go to the high side and try to make it easy for everybody to get around.
I mean, it almost helps him if he can just stay in line. Catch that draft, just ride around in case there is a caution, be the first one a lap down.
Yeah, it's always nice to have the lucky dog. Looks like one other car made an early pit stop, and
Jason Kinzer.
Jason Kinzer. Looks like he's back down pit road.
3 wide in the middle. Justin Lewis going to the high side. Maxwell Caldwell giving him a shove. See these guys every Monday night doing the same thing they're doing now. Casebear knows it's coming, goes up to block. Going to put himself over the nose of Justin Lewis.
Man.
Little bit of a late block there, and still kind of drove it into the 7 there of Justin Lewis. Take a look here. Casebear saw it coming, and he almost, it's like he hesitated.
A lot of cars took hard hits there.
Let's see if we can take a look here. I'm going to take a look. Looking back here on the gearbox. Yeah, it looks like he thought that maybe Justin Lewis was going to just stay behind him, and Justin Lewis decided that he wanted to go to the lead there and brought that on there.
Like I've heard about people, people have talked about how if you get a car to your right rear, it can kind of pull you up the track. So it's entirely possible he was trying to stay on that middle lane, and when the air got taken off the right rear, it pulled him up towards the wall.
Yeah, that could definitely be what happened there. So we're under caution for the first time. '21 of Samuel Litchfield out first. And if you're involved in that wreck there, you want to get your car fixed as much as possible. Preferably, I think they do have one fast repair, but I didn't double check that before I got on. But regardless,
yeah,
you
if
still
it was
want to save
available,
that.
I'm sure a number took it.
Yeah, you'd want to save it though as much as you can, especially at Talladega.
Yeah, you always want to keep it in your pocket.
Looks like we've got a couple drivers that stayed out. I'm just getting word on that last caution. Gonna wind up having a couple EOLs served by Justin Lewis and Jonathan Casebear, the driver of the 7 and the driver of the number 8 Chevy, respectively. Looks like Warren Cook is going to get his lap back, and then the 11 of Jason Inzer is going to get his lap back as well. He did pit on lap 10 right before that caution came out, so looks like he's another lap down though. Todd Merkel's still in the pits getting his number 2 Ford fixed up.
Yeah, I believe Jason Kinzer, he's been down to the pits twice at this point, and I think both of those stops may have been during green flag running. I don't know that he came down this last, yeah, it was lap 10 was his most recent pit stop.
Yeah. So Litchfield takes the inside row. Going to have Michael Matta behind him. They'll get the field stacked back up here. Ace truck's going to be in. Quite a little area that Litchfield will have the field under his controls to get ready to hit that Geico restart zone. He's down and away. It looks like Matta stayed relatively close with him, but that outside lane is definitely stacked up a little bit better here. We'll see. Oh, Caldwell caught his spot and went down to the bottom. Kind of let Sebring stay up there high and dry.
Looks like further back, the inside lane did not get going, and they are already falling off the main pack.
Caldwell had that 2 or 3 car length space there, went down to the inside, decided to get behind Matta. Going to hang out with drivers he knows here. And that was a move from Billy Rickett to go down to the bottom. Caldwell pulls out and goes to the high side, tries to get in front of Austin Call. That inside lane is starting to pull away a little bit.
So one of those times you really gotta get 3 of these cars together to get things really moving. So when you're only 2 cars and you got the rest of the field behind you, it's really hard to make any moves away from them.
Austin Call barely clear, sliding down in front of Litchfield there. He is all over the rear bumper there of Maxwell Caldwell. Trevor Dalton out in the high lane, trying to push the 4 Ford to the front. That outside lane kind of snakes along. They're not really set up, but you kind of have to anymore with these updates that they've done to these cars. You start pushing too much, and all of a sudden you're going to blow your engine.
Yeah, it's no joke. You got to be a lot more careful than you used to be.
They're running just slightly different lines is Dalton and Sebren's here. Caldwell and Call are hooked up fairly well. Todd Merkel back out on track as well. Caldwell moved up to block the high line, sliding back down, gets back in front of Call.
Oh, one in the wall. Not quite sure what happened.
I'm not sure exactly what happened here.
Jeremy Flanagan with quite a bit of damage.
It's in the front. Let's see. Here we go. Just a little bumping. Brian Kearney. Oh, it's spun around there. Take another look. Yeah, nothing. I mean, nothing really egregious there. Just hard racing. Bump gone wrong.
It's usually the case with these super speedway races. Yeah, it's not that anybody's trying to do something, just a little bit more overlap than what you expected from your spotter, and you end up in the wall.
So they are issuing an EOL penalty for the number 30 of William Stanley. Like everybody's coming down pit lane. Austin Call, first one off. So Austin Call's going to lead them down. Like the 11's going to take a wave around one more time. Austin Call, Rick Seabrans, and Maxwell Caldwell, Billy Rickett are the top four.
Jason Kinser's going to find himself back on the lead lap. Todd Merkel's going to be our first driver. Off the lead lap, 2 laps down, then Adam Lowe. I think he may have parked it for the night.
Everybody else is. Austin Call Seabrand's gonna lead them to the green flag as they head down the backstretch. Caldwell, Rickett, Matta, Litchfield and Yarborough are going to be the top 7 there as they go. Hoping that we'll get these awesome paints that they usually have loaded up, just not working.
It's funny you mention that because I was thinking exactly the same thing.
I mean, at least most of the drivers have relatively the same color that they usually do on their paints, but still. Pace trucks headed down pit lane. Austin Call's going to head off with the button. Get ready to hit that Geico restart zone. Stay as close as you can to the car behind you, but he will do just that as Maxwell Caldwell is all over the rear bumper of that 18 machine, giving him a shove. They're out to almost 2 car lengths, which could be a detriment if that outside line gets hooked up here.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest drawbacks of having a good getaway at a super speedway is if you don't have a few people going with you, it does not last long.
No, it definitely doesn't. But it looks like the inside lane's pretty well hooked up here. Up on the outside, it's going to be 27 machine of Billy Rickett trying to get back towards the front. Ooh, close there between the 4 and the 27 there as they were kind of naked around, bouncing inside outside.
Looks like that top line's getting organized.
It looks like they're trying to and just can't quite stay together enough at the moment, but now it looks like Yarborough is definitely found somebody he can push there.
Yeah, things are looking a lot more composed on the top side than they were earlier in this race.
We'll see if Caldwell's going to stay with Call down on the bottom side. That outside lane starts to get a run, and then all of a sudden they get, a couple feet between the cars, and they just can't get that push through that bubble that kind of shows up after you get just outside of that air bank. Call goes to the high line. Rickett goes down to the bottom. Swap lanes and Call gets pretty good pushes there from Yarborough. Yarborough, like he got a little bit loose there. Call was trying to block, thought better of it as he was a little bit late on that block. Yarborough all over his rear bumper now, pushing him through 1 and 2. Bottom side's going to come to the front, though. Whoa, the 34.
A couple further back.
34 of Tyler.
Oh, no, and the 81 gets hooked up into the wall.
Belici also involved there a little bit. Yoko. We can see what happened here to Tyler. Oh, Polici just a little
Oh,
bump.
no.
Polici just with a little bit of a bad bump there.
Looks like Chioka was trying to get lined up going out of 2 and maybe let off just a little bit. Worried he was going to give, car in front a bad bump. You don't want to turn Joshua Yarborough.
You can see just a touch there. He did a pretty good job, though, to stay off of almost anybody else. And then the 81 kind of gets a little loose in front of the 28. Alright, see if everybody's coming down. Only driver staying out is going to be the 2 of Todd Merkel. Merkel trying to get one of his lap back.
One more caution and Todd Merkel's back in this thing.
Yeah, not too bad for having that damage and spending the extended time on pit lane. Field will get stacked back up here.
Yeah, Chris Fleming is a familiar name in this event. Been running with him on Sunday nights.
Ah, that makes sense on the chat. Heard somebody say they love you.
Yeah, we ran Watkins Glen last night, and it was quite an event.
It usually is when you take mostly oval drivers to a road course.
Yeah, I'm quite happy at Watkins Glen, but I know I was trying to help Chris out get his car dialed in and, a little bit more confident turning right.
Rickett, Caldwell, Matta, Hall, Litchfield, Sommer, and Yarborough. Todd's trying to catch up here. Ichi trying to get the field all sorted as they head down the backstretch.
So, Mike, whose odds are you liking right now? I know that things are early.
Well,
Who do you have for this race?
Caldwell's a pretty safe bet. He's one of the favorites in this league, and he's been running up front most of the night. think he's probably the driver I'd be looking to. But I think an outside chance, I'm going to say Trevor Dalton, because he just seems to be able to work his way through the field back and forth almost without effort. I think if he's going to probably be my dark horse here.
Probably a safe bet.
Pace truck makes that left-hand turn. Rickett on the bottom, Caldwell on the top. Coming through the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. And Rickett gets a heck of a push there from Michael Matta. Colin Caldwell hooked back up once again on that high line. 2 by 2, we head off into turn number 1. We got a couple people in the YouTube chat cheering for several different drivers. This is definitely one of the better restarts they've had.
Yeah, it looks like the whole field is, for the most part, still with it. Still 2 by 2.
Looks like that outside line's a little squirrely there, getting bumped. Bad bump there from the 31 to the 18.
Ooh.
Caldwell goes up into the wall almost, but he's going to save it. 3 wide in the middle for a call there. And he's going to slow down. And that is going to dismantle that high line.
Yeah, I don't think the high line has any shot of rebuilding itself at this current moment.
Yeah, no, they definitely definitely did a number there on that high line. It sounded like somebody has some severe damage there. See if we can see from Brumley here. Yeah, that 94 is a little... Oh, no, behind him. Trying to get to that 94 machine, but he is losing positions. Looks like Todd Merkel's behind him. Let's see what damage they did. Yeah, ripped off that rear bumper, the whole back half of that car for the 94 of Maxwell Caldwell. Just that little bump that we saw, and that is what tore off that bumper. No caution for debris here on iRacing, but definitely probably should have been the way that car wound up. That outside line's starting to form up. Justin Lewis going to lead that high side. K-Spear behind him. They don't want anybody to join as they go clear up to the wall as Litchfield is trying to get in the high line, and Justin Lewis said, I don't think so, bud.
Now he finds himself in the sucker hole, just dropping back, and he gets somebody to work with him in the middle lane.
It looks like Andrew McKenzie is going to be kind of stuck there. Jason Crumley just to his outside, 3 wide there. Austin Call slowly making his way back up towards the front. But Justin Lewis is going to lead in that high line. Case Bear giving him a shove. Michael Matta trying to be all over the rear bumper there of Billy Rickett.
Yeah, Matta and Rickett have done a phenomenal job working together on this one.
Yeah, they definitely have. Austin Call trying to find somebody to work with as his partner lost that rear bumper, and now he is up here almost all alone. Looks like he's got the 12 of Trevor Dalton with him now. We'll see what he can do. We know that Call has been great at being the pusher, but we'll see how he does getting pushed here on that high side. Justin Lewis jumped in behind Michael Matta, so three on the bottom. Shoots up to the middle, and then right back down in line. Halfway through the race leader is Billy Rickett. Don't look now, but we have the 21 of Samuel Litchfield up there on the high line trying to make that 3 wide lane work, and he's got Maxwell Caldwell with him. Trevor Dalton goes to the high side. Austin Call as well. Justin Lewis pulls up as well. That high line just formed 3 wide and left. Looks like Bentley Thompson maybe in the middle there. And now Litchfield went right back to the middle as well.
Oh, jeez.
Litchfield trying to
That's
side
funny.
draft that bottom
Litchfield's
lane.
hanging with them pretty well.
Trying to side draft for all that 21's worth.
Usually you find yourself in the middle by yourself and you fall like a rock.
A little squirrely there in that outside line. Is there 3 wide? 4 wide now.
4 wide into turn 4. Oh, and everyone keeps it moving in the right direction for the time being. Oh my goodness. Chris Fleming holds on to that one.
Save of the race there. Four wide through the corners at Talladega. They touch and they save it. Chris Fleming with a heck of a save. Definitely a save of the race. But with all that going on, we have 4 drivers driving away from the field.
Your top 4 has a breakaway of about a second, but that gap is shrinking. They couldn't quite get linked up to pull away from the field.
Yeah, not quite. Yeah, I don't know how many races Rickett has ran here with these guys, but Matt, Case Bear, and Yarborough have worked together for quite a few years here. Justin Lewis caught them almost at a bad time.
Go make the high side work. It's like Justin Lewis has had really good success getting to the high line and getting to the front and sticking with them.
Yeah, Justin Lewis still leading that outside lane. They're hooked up fairly well there. You got Call, Wilson, Dalton, Fleming all up there. But when you race here at a super speedway, do you increase or decrease your steering offset there? Or steering ratio?
For steering ratio, in these Gen 7 cars, I typically use the default, but I don't go with as much offset. And if anything, I like to quicken up the steering ratio a little bit. I tend to like a uncomfortably responsive wheel.
Well, there's two sides to it. Some people do what you do, and then others want to be able to hold that wheel so steady that it takes a lot to actually make it turn.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny to me how, you can have, oh no, and the caution's out. Must be something further back. Oh. Unfortunately, that's not the first time Tyler Chioka's been around tonight.
Oh.
And so similar to the last.
Just check up and a bump and...
It happens so quickly. We have the privilege of seeing it as a replay, but when you're the driver in the moment, it happens so fast.
Yeah, it's just crazy how that works.
And Mike, you won't believe this, but my trading paints have come to life.
I would hope mine would.
Man.
Nope, still not yet, but but with that, we'll step aside, let these guys make their pit stops, and we can take a break and come back. You won't miss anything here on Sim Racing Media.
What's going on, everybody? It's Tillman with the Landscape Company. And I'm here to tell you that we specialize in transforming both commercial and residential spaces into stunning landscapes. Whether you need a property maintenance, mulching, or expert design crew, we've got you covered. As a small family business, we pride ourselves in putting our customers first, and your satisfaction is our top priority. Ready to elevate your outdoor space? Call us today at 757-724-7097 for your free quote. And remember, when you call, tell them Tillman sent you. TLC VB, your trusted partner for all your lawn and landscape needs.
right, everybody, welcome back. They're getting ready to go back to green flag racing here. Fourth caution of the night. 44 laps in as we get ready to hit that 25 lap mark. And surprise, surprise, Justin Lewis is going to be leading them to that green flag.
Yeah, Justin Lewis has been super consistent tonight. Just making the high line work, and now he finds himself at the front of the low line. Let's see what he can do from the bottom.
Got Austin Call with him on the bottom side. Austin Call's been a heck of a pusher, but up top, they have Michael Matta there as well. So two good pushers lining up in row 2. So we'll see what they can do as they hit that Geico restart zone. Justin Lewis down and away. And they get a pretty good jump on the outside lane, but the outside lane's 3 cars strong, going to come through turn 1. Oh. That was a little close. They were trying to get that outside line to work, but Austin Call jumped up a little too quick and shut that line off.
So they're trying to do it again. Oh, Ricketts to the bottom.
Ricketts all over the place, inside, outside, trying to get to the front. A 27 machine is on rails tonight. Justin Lewis trying to play the Pied Piper inside, outside, trying to control both lanes. We'll see what he can do here as he's with Austin Call in that high line. Trevor Dalton kind of gets shuffled out just a little bit as Call goes down to the bottom.
Ooh. Oh no! Rickett keeps it together on the apron. Oh my goodness, what a save that was.
Bentley loose down on the bottom as well. Bentley still sideways.
Everybody keeps moving in the right direction. We remain green.
They were getting a little squirrely about mid-pack. Went 3 wide, shot Trevor Dalton up the track. And that kind of brought on the whole mess that was. But everybody was able to keep it going in the right direction. Stay green. Rickett lost a ton of positions as he is now back in 23rd position in that 27 machine.
Now Justin Lewis has Samuel Litchfield on his as his pusher, who found himself getting stuck in the middle earlier this race. Oh my goodness.
Swapping inside, outside. Wilson to the front.
Friend from the north, the Canadian in the 403 car.
And Justin Lewis is going to dive down to the bottom. Try and get in line here, save position. But he is losing a lot of speed there.
Lap.
Bottom line's getting a little squirrely there, just a touch. Michael Matta, Justin Lewis hooked up.
Lewis right behind Bradley Benabos.
Now Benebo's up 14 spots, but Wilson up 26 in that 403 machine. Just heard a little chatter on the radio about that water temperature getting a little hot.
Yeah, every once in a while you'll see somebody, pull off a line or what looks like wiggle down the back stretch, and some of the time it's just to get some of that fresh, cool air through the radiator and keep that car from, grenading the engine.
Yeah, especially with how close they've they were getting there. Maxwell Caldwell, all of a sudden that 94 machine is up into 5th position, 3rd in the high line behind Justin Lewis and Austin Call. So they have found each other again, and now they are pushing towards the front once again.
Trevor Dalton just managed to get down to the bottom.
Trevor Dalton leading that bottom lane. Caldwell, he has Chris Fleming giving him a shove.
Where did Chris Fleming come from? Oh my goodness.
3 wide now. Wilson goes to the middle. Dalton down below the yellow line trying to control that 12 machine. Fleming slides down right behind Caldwell.
Fleming is not a bad person to have behind you.
Well, Caldwell spent extra time on pit lane getting that bumper reattached after having it knocked off in a little bit of a bad push, but didn't seem that egregious till we zoomed in on it and saw that it was completely gone. And you wouldn't think these two cars could push away and pull away from the field like they are, but they were out for almost 0.4 of a second there till they got that gap between them.
Yeah, they got going pretty good for a moment. Wilson's going to go to the high line. Oh,
and
no.
Caution is out again.
Few cars right off the back.
What happened here to Brian Kearney here? Up to 30, Dennis Kane also in there. Almost 4 wide as Dennis Kane was going towards the back. Oh 30
no.
slid down right in front of Dennis Kane, gets turned, and Brian Kearney goes around. On board here with the 99 of Dennis Kane. Yeah, 30 just tried to come down a little bit too soon, wasn't clear.
Yeah. It looks like Kane checked up to make sure he didn't hook. I'm not sure who that was in front of him.
Let's see.
It looks like that's where the speed differential
Yeah,
started.
73. 30 was just to his outside there. Yarborough goes down. God. Looks like everybody probably will come down pit lane one more time. 19 laps to go.
Suspect everybody's going to be good to the end after this one.
I would think so, but I don't know. Have we had 20 laps of green flag racing yet?
I don't think that we have, Mike.
I mean, we've had good racing, but I don't know that we've had 20 laps of
certainly.
green flag.
Looks like Fleming's going to win the race out of pit road.
Looks like Felici put it on the hauler. Kearney probably did as well. David Harbottle out there. Should be on the lead lap now. Looks like it is going to definitely be a shootout here to the end. Fleming, Caldwell have been up front. Well, Fleming has been around. Caldwell's been up front, had some damage. The 4 of DeBrands has been up there as well. Trevor Dalton's been hanging around. Wilson all of a sudden has found some speed in that 403 machine. Justin Lewis was battling towards the front as well. Wow, Todd Merkel is inside the top 20 after being a couple laps down early in this race.
Quite the lucky dog, that Todd Merkel. Yeah, standout for me is the 34 car of Tyler Kiyoko, who's had some misfortune early on in this race, is in the top 10.
Yeah, Kiyoko's definitely been doing that. He's been all over the track. He's been involved in a couple incidents too, and I mean, still is running inside the top 10. Let's see. Fleming takes the bottom. Caldwell will be relegated to the top side. That top side might be a little dangerous here with Caldwell, Dalton, and Lewis up there. The 22's clear up almost into that outside wall. They're stacked up here. Fleming, Caldwell. We're going to lead them now. We're going to take the green with 16 to go. $50 on the line here at Talladega. Heading through that tri-oval here. Into the Geico restart zone. We are down and away. That inside lane got a heck of a run, but they are spread out pretty quickly here as that outside lane is hooked up, though. Wilson going to go to the middle, going to try and side draft. Matta makes a move to the high side.
That top line's really moving really well.
Matta down to the inside, splitting drivers. Fleming on the bottom, Wilson on the hot. And Matta goes backwards now.
Man, Rick Seibrands, we haven't seen too many opportunities to see what he can do as a pusher, but doing a phenomenal job sending Fleming forward.
He definitely is. Justin Lewis jumps to the middle lane right in front of Dalton. If Caldwell's going to slide out, and Caldwell will do just that, Lewis is going to close in and try and help Caldwell get pushed to the front, but that bottom line is still hooked up fairly well. Oh,
Oh
Bad
no!
push.
Lewis turns Mata. Oh no!
And
That's
the big one.
that's the big one.
I think I know what caused it, but take a look and see. "31 into the 21, into the 12, into the 7.
Yeah.
Look here, see what Michael Mata saw. Yeah, definitely from the 31 getting in there. That is definitely one of the things that happens here at Talladega.
Yeah, the accordion effect goes both ways, and when there's nowhere left to go, it just sends you into the next car ahead of you.
So that definitely
Trenton Johnson up 27 spots.
wow. Haven't seen him up front all night, but has that 51 sitting in the right spot at the right time. Tried to hold brakes challenge.
Jason Kinzer's had a long stay on pit road.
Yeah, he was involved there a little bit. Wilson Yarborough also involved. Oh, the 34 Ford. Like he might have put it on the hauler. After being involved in so many cautions earlier and having a car inside that top 10 to get involved in that big one.
Yeah, it's too bad for Tyler Choka.
We'll probably be taking the flag with just outside 10 laps to go here. I want to thank everybody for watching as usual here on Sim Racing Media. If you guys like what you see or want to be a part of the SCL Cup Series, go ahead and leave a comment, or you can check out their Discord or Facebook posts. You'll see them all around. Looks like Justin Lewis is going to be tail end of the lead lap, as will Wilson and Yarborough. It looks like it's going to be a single file restart, as we did not complete a lap under green before that caution flag came out.
Single file restarts at super speedways are a true test of driver patience.
Yeah, and that also is the leads to the phrase of caution breeds cautions.
Most definitely. But as we saw before with Fleming and Seabrans, they got moving pretty well earlier.
Yeah, it definitely kind of helps when you're single file because you don't have to worry about that outside line getting hooked up either. So definitely something to watch here as they get ready to roll. Definitely pay attention to the back part of the field as they get stacked up here. Pace truck is in. Fleming with the button as they head off into the Geico restart zone. And we are green here one more time. Fleming got out for almost 2 car lengths.
It's almost too good of a start.
Oh, back behind him. Looks like Caldwell kind of got shuffled out of line. Dalton and Caldwell up there in the high line. Looks like Billy Rickett back up here.
Yeah.
Billy Rickett spinning almost sideways earlier in the race.
Oh, and the 3-car break of Fleming, Seabrans, and Johnson. They are hauling the mail together.
Whoa! Oh, Dalton. I don't even know what happened. Looked like he wasn't even touched. And he wound up sideways.
Green.
I don't. It had to have been net code because he was not touched on my screen.
Oh, you could see a 5-car breakaway. Oh, but they're going to go too wide.
Litchfield trying to make that outside work.
If they all linked up single file, they might be able to run away from the pack behind. It's like Jonathan Caseby on the front of the second row of cars.
And they single filed right back in line. Like McKenzie tried to pull out and block. Rickett stays with Caseby. And they are going to be, I was going to say they're going to be wrecking, but not quite.
Stressful moments there, Mike.
Litchfield was almost 3 wide with half an inch between 3 cars. Austin called in the high side with Caldwell pushing. Eight laps to go. Oh, caution is
Caution's
out.
out. I think William Stanley involved.
Let's take a look here. Let's look back and see if we can see something real quick. Here's Trevor Dalton. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Total net code
huge
there
net
by the
code.
28. All right.
Oh
that's,
my gosh.
That's what I thought happened there. Now let's see if we can see what happened.
Just about half a car between them.
Yeah, let's see. You can see what happened here. Just a bad contact in the corner. That's going to be the end of the night for the 30 machine. Working the 7th caution with 7 laps to go, soon to be 6. Yeah, yeah, Todd definitely has some luck, we'll say, in the chat there.
From 2 laps down to back on the lead lap, and then
yeah, avoids the big one and then gets
and then gets involved with a little 2-car incident. And that's just how it goes sometimes.
Seen
We've
a
all
few
been
things
there.
that we haven't seen in a while. That huge netcode issue with
Yeah.
with Dalton there, and then Caldwell losing basically the back half of his car on a little bump drafting there. Got Fleming gonna lead him once again. Lights are still on that pace truck, so we'll be probably just outside of the green-white checker.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see the lights go off right here. We'll have 4 laps to go. So Fleming on the inside, Syburn's on the outside. And Trenton Johnson behind Fleming, and Andrew McKenzie is going to be behind Rick Syburns.
Basically, everybody that's running is on the lead lap as well, so crazy.
It is anyone's race.
4 laps to go, $50 on the line.
Looks like Wilson's trying to catch up back up to the field.
Pace truck is in. Final restart here. Fleming going to lead them to the Geico restart zone one more time. Down and away. Inside got away fairly well. Outside lane, not quite as connected there.
Let's see what Trenton Johnson can do as a pusher. Well, let's see what Rick Seibrands can do as a pushee on the high line.
Yeah, trying to figure out where they want to be. Austin Call 3 wide on the high side. And there goes Litchfield up to the top.
Oh, the 28 of Leighton Rose, that is a name that we have not been talking much about. Currently running P2.
4 wide. Wow. Almost 5 wide. Paul on the high side getting a push there from the 31 of Ron Sommer.
Big run on the top side.
Getting a little squirrely up there.
Ooh.
Fleming gets shuffled out of line, gets right back in line, right in front of Casebeer, but that's going to let the middle line roll through. Leighton Rose up to the front on that bottom line.
Austin Call making the top side work. And Ron Sommer pushing him down the straights, through the corners. They were linked up.
Yeah, almost everywhere. 28 gets a little shove from Trenton Johnson out of the way. Rose goes up. Call has to check it. And now we are wrecking.
And they're wrecking. Caution's out. That's going to trigger a green-white checkered.
Oh, 73. Let's see. 73 gets kind of pulls out because it looks like he was overheating and then gets a little shove there from. Oof.
I think a 73 may have been afraid they were going to give a bad bump and moved up to the top and then got a bump from Dennis Kane.
It definitely looked like that.
Yeah, Mark Brown in the 73 is currently in pit road. Maybe has a fast repair. He's just heading back out. We'll stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, it definitely looked like he was looking to the outside maybe to get a little cool air on that engine and got a little drafting help there and wound up where he didn't want to be.
So Trenton Johnson to the front of this race, up 29 spots. It's gonna have Ron Summer behind him when we get going again. And Mike, from what I can see, there is one green-white checkered attempt. So if the caution flag flies before the white flag flies, that's it. That's going to lock in the running order, and they'll drive it back to the checkered flag at pace speed.
Well, our average is not looking too good at the moment as far as getting a few laps in. 8 cautions and 70 laps. Trenton Johnson up 29 spots out of 31 racers.
Yeah, that's tremendous. Yeah, did not set a qualifying lap, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Which is the, it's a pretty, in all honesty, it's a pretty common thing at super speedways for someone to just say, you know what, I'm gonna start in the back, and, happy to work my way forward.
I keep hoping that my paints are just going to come right back. Still just sitting here spinning. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm too far away.
There are some good-looking cars on track, Mike. I'm not gonna lie to you. So we'll get double filed up again and give this green-white checkered one attempt. What do you think, Mike? Are they going to make it happen?
I hope so. So 3 laps to go. 2 when we take the green flag. '19 still having some issues back there.
Johnson and Summers, Cyberns and Fleming. And then Austin Call in that third row, lurking. He's got Dennis Kane behind him. That's a heck of a combination. Pace truck is off. And to the Geico restart zone, we are going to give this thing one try. Green flag flies and they get going. Trenton Johnson gets off to a good start with Ron Summer working his way in behind as Cyberns goes to the low line.
Cybers goes down, almost not enough room, but he was able to slide in there. Fleming left in the high line with Austin Call. Down the backstretch they go.
When you link up 3 cars like that, you can really get moving.
Now they are trying to push it away and let the race be decided amongst those 3. A little bit of a bad bump there from the 31. But they are able to keep it under control, but that's going to allow Fleming to start to close in. They take the white flag, and we are going to be official here as we're racing back to checkers.
Fleming goes to the top side. Will Austin Call go with him? No.
Austin Call weaving in and out, bumping off of Fleming. Sideways goes the 19 in front of the field, and they are wrecking down the backstretch. 4, 5 cars, 6 cars make it through, with Ron Summer leading them here, with Cyberds right behind him.
Austin Call hoping he can get some help from Jonathan Casebeer.
Casebeer, Fleming, 3 cars hooked up. They have momentum. Will they have enough time to get to the leaders here?
The big
Everybody
run.
spreads out. Ooh. Tight for second place. Looks like Rick Cybrand's won.
Cybran Summer Casebeer.
All
What a finish.
Well, here they are getting set up for that finish. If those 3 would have stayed together, I think they probably would have been able to drive right by, especially after the leaders got separated.
I think you were correct, but that just a little bad bump.
18 and 8 bump each other, almost 4 wide. Here towards the finish line for third place or second place. Well, Casebear almost got there. Austin Call and Fleming top 5.
Oh, dear.
Maxwell Caldwell. I'll let you see if you can talk to Jonathan Casebeer here.
Let's see who I can find.
I got him.
Ah, there he is. Hello, Jonathan Casebeer. Do you have a copy?
I got you.
Hey, well, exciting finish there. Can you take us through those that one and only green-white checkered?
I ended up alone on the outside with no help. Oh no, I'm trying to walk through. My brain forgot immediately throughout chaos. So I couldn't get squeezed in with a car I was following to the bottom, and I was all alone up top. Matta decided to commit to my back end. He told me, we were in Discord together, he told me he was going to blow it up trying to get us up there. And we started ripping the top through 1 and 2, and then the wreck took him out, and that hurt me. So I fell in behind Call, and I was going to try and push him to get past those front 2, because I knew those front 2 weren't going to stay 1-2. Like, there's $50 on the line. They don't know each other, as far as I know. So I was trying to stay committed to Call, and then whoever was behind me gave me an extra tap, like right at pit entry-ish on the front stretch, got me out of line, and then I just pulled my way up as far as I could and managed to get third at the line.
Well, it was quite an exciting finish, and you did a tremendous job trying to chase down the top 2.
Yeah, there was just a lot of just hanging out, honestly, from my part. I mean, I wasn't trying to make a whole lot of moves. There were times where I wasn't too comfortable with who was in front of me, and so I'd switch and move somewhere else. But I mean, I didn't do anything too aggressive. I mean, I caused that one caution with Lewis, and that was another. That wasn't even a block. That was a comfortability thing. I didn't like the pusher behind me at the time. He was a little aggressive and it was scaring me. And I liked Lewis and Caldwell, and I tried to get in front of them, and they had too big of a run, and that hurt at the beginning. But I managed to get back up here.
Well, great work getting it back up to the front. And is there anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank for getting you here tonight?
Yeah, I got to shout out my boy Michael Matta, my MC Motorsports teammate, and then the temporary teammate of the night, Joshua Yarbrough. He sat in there with us and raced. Samuel Litchfield, we were trying to link together at the end. The caution before the green-white checkered, I told him I was going to be committed, and then things got crazy. And then shout out to you guys for the fantastic broadcast work as always. I can't wait to watch it back. And then all the admins here for putting this on every week. We're trying to get more drivers in here to have some fun. So anybody watching right now, get in on this. Super fun every week. Great group of guys. A lot of respect. And yeah, that's about it.
Well, thanks for coming out, and congratulations on the P3 finish tonight.
Thank you.
All right, looks like we don't have Ron here, but we do have the race winner. We'll go ahead and bring Rick up here in the booth. Hey, Rick, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Oh, not too bad. Well, that was a heck of a run. Looked like it probably was a little nerve-wracking there at the end. What were you thinking when that final caution came out?
I really was thinking all heck's going to break loose here, and I hope I can just stay clean because it just seems like cautions bring out cautions in these. And I really didn't even expect us to get back to the white flag there. So credit to the league and all its members to have enough, common sense and patience to get back to the white there so everybody could have a good shot at it, man. And wow, just kind of got hooked up there and had a great run coming back to the checker flag there. And whole credit to everybody on this Snap-on Ford Mustang team that brings such fast race cars here that we can be rewarded and have good finishes like that.
And not only that, I was looking through here in race control saying that you had a 0X too. I don't know how you did that through all of what was Talladega here today.
You got me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I broke up there a little bit. But yeah, it seems like the 0X is just as surprising to us too. I felt like we was around some stuff, but we must have just got fortunate enough and missed it all. But having a clean car at the end of this and a quick repair to play with is so important in these races. And that's pretty cool. Didn't have any incidents tonight.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, congrats on your race win and your $50 race win. So we'll let you go celebrate it tonight, and maybe we'll see you later on in the league.
All right, man. Thanks. Appreciate it, guys.
All right. Well, that will wrap up the interview portion. You can go ahead and go through the race results real quick. Cyberg Sommer, K-Spear, the top three. Austin Call, Chris Fleming, Andrew McKenzie, Trevor Dalton, Samuel Leachfield, Dennis Kane, and Bradley Benabos round out that top 10. Holy crap, Todd Merkel battles back after
what
being
a drive.
involved in that late caution to finish just outside the top 10 in P11. Justin Lewis 12th. Jeremy Flanagan in 13th. Kyle Wilson. Mark Brown. Lighton Rose. Brenton Johnson. 17th there. Jason Crumley 18th. Joshua Yarborough, Bentley Thompson, Warren Cook, Maxwell Caldwell, Michael Matta, Billy Rickett, David Hartbottle, Jason Kinzer, Tyler How are you saying his last name?
Ioka, I believe. I
Ioka,
could be
okay.
wrong.
Brian Kearney, 28th. And we got Andrew Polici rounding out the drivers that took part in the race. But yeah, heck of a race here from Talladega, from the SCL drivers, trying to get some more drivers to join in the league. If you are free on Monday nights and liked what you saw, actually, let's see. Like Ron is here. Want to see about talking to him real quick before we get out of here?
Oh, most definitely. Where? Oh, there we go. Hello, Ron Summers. It's Mike and Colin in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy? Ron Summer, do you have a copy?
Yeah.
Hey, there he is. Well, Ron, congratulations on finishing P2 tonight. You take us through that green-white checker attempt and what you were thinking if you had a shot to win this.
Well, I think what really got me there was the previous restart. Managed to push that 18 on the outside and just stuck to him. Started to overheat and came down to the inside, and then on that green-white checker, just got up into the leader and pushed him as far as I could push him. And then he got out of the way and thought maybe we'd have something, but I knew the 4 car was probably in the catbird seat coming to the end there, so it's whatever. But this is my first race back. My daughter passed about a week ago. Lost her battle with cancer, and this is kind of my first night back out on the track just to kind of clear my mind a little bit.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm glad to see you back on the racetrack.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys hosting the race, and look forward to some future ones.
Well, congratulations on P2 tonight. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank for getting you here?
Thank you guys for hosting the server, and like I said, hopefully we'll be able to join one in the future.
Hope to see you again.
Have a good night.
You too, buddy.
All right, so that will wrap it up here from Talladega. You saw a heck of a race that these guys put on. They're going to be going, I believe, to Atlanta next week. So if you are free on Monday night, want to come out, have some fun, I'm sure they'd love to have you. Have more cars on the track, and maybe you guys will make some friends and join a league that's awesome to broadcast, awesome guys in it, and see what you guys can do. Yep. 50 to win. Old Atlanta is next week, so definitely come out and check that out. Anything you want to say, Colin, before we get out of here tonight?
No, that was a heck of a finish tonight, and a really great effort by a lot of drivers out there.
Yeah, definitely one that they put on a show. So we'll see what they can do at Old Atlanta. Won't quite be super speedway racing. It'll be more of a driver's track, as Old Atlanta usually is. But from all the drivers of the SCL Winston Cup Series and all of us here at Sim Racing Media, I wanted to wish you guys a good night. And we'll see you next week at Old Atlanta.